Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Rangers Review team news reaction video as the team has just dropped for the match against Motherwell this evening. Quite a number of could be surprises, you could say. The most notable one being Alex Lowry comes back into the starting lineup. The Rangers team in full is Alan McGregor back in goal between the sticks. James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, Ben Davies and Borna Barisic returning in place of Adam Devine over at left back. A midfield of John Lundstrom, Ryan Jack and Alex Lowry, with Malik Tillman supporting Ryan Kent and Alfredo Morelos up top. On the bench for Rangers this evening, McLaughlin, Matondo, Kamara, Sands, Wright, Sakala, Arfield, King and Devine. So no Cholak or Kemar Roof tonight, Johnny. But I think that the headline news is that Alex Lowry is in the starting lineup. So it'll be intriguing to see how he gets on tonight.
Yeah, really excited to see how Alex Lowry does, Derek. That's a very, very good move from the point of view of just seeing where the future of this Rangers team goes, because we all know how big a talent Alex Lowry is. We know what skills he has, what he brings to the table, and that is technical quality. So to see him there up against what is undoubtedly going to be a defensive-minded low block that will look to frustrate Rangers will be very, very telling about what Alex Lowry can bring to the table. I think we all think there's something that he can do for this team. So yeah. I, for one, can't wait to see what he's going to bring under Michael Beale, and this should be the start of a long and illustrious career at Rangers for this lad. Let's hope so.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he gets on tonight. Hopefully he takes his chance. The other, not a surprise, I could say, Johnny, me and Joshua were having a discussion about this morning where we were discussing Borna Barisic and whether Adam Devine could consider himself unfortunate to be dropped for this game. But Borna's come back, of course, after that prolonged break with Croatia. Would you have liked to have seen Adam Devine start the game, or you can understand Borna coming back in there?
Yeah, I think Michael Beale kind of gave it away a little bit when he said that when Borna had come in, he looked really good in training and he looked sharp. And I think that was a sort of little telltale giveaway that Borna Barisic would start this game. We know how important fullbacks are in the Michael Beale system. We saw that in his previous spell at the club when Steven Gerrard was the manager. Fullbacks were absolutely pivotal, and I don't think we've seen anything to suggest that will change this time. Borna Barisic is the best crosser in the league, in my view. If you're talking about someone who can whip a ball in with quality, there's no one else with a left peg like the one he has. So I think you just want to get him back in the team and get him doing what he does best, Derek, which is finding strikers with accurate balls. Yeah. Borna's not super quick or anything like that, but he's got a wand of a left peg, and I think it's right to get him back in. Listen, Adam Devine did really well. There's no doubt about that. He's not a left back, he's a right back. But having that versatility, having that ability to come in when the pressure's on to a team that's not performing perhaps to its full potential and still do a good job for the team bodes really well for the future for him. And you can see why so many people around the club are excited about the future of Adam Devine. And I think James Tavernier is going to have a fight on his hands in the years ahead, just like Nathan Patterson pushed him to the limit. I would expect Adam Devine to start doing the same. He can't just go back in and just accept his lot now. He's got to really fight and scratch for everything and to try and get past the captain into that right back position.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for him. Paul McGarrigle gets in touch. He says that any chance Devine gets is a bonus this season. He certainly acquitted himself well in the three previous matches, and no doubt he will be utilised going forward before the season ends. A lot of excitement with Alex Lowry, at least starting from the comments that are coming in. People saying, Johnny, they're excited to see how he combines with Malik Tillman. That'll be an interesting one. Both sort of similar players in a way, but it'll be interesting to see how that sort of combination works. Just looking at the team, does he go Kent and Morelos up top, do you reckon? Or just does he play Kent, Tillman and Lowry off of Morelos?
Well, I was reading the other day about Pep Guardiola's adaptation of his lineup so he could feature 3 number 10s last season. And not something that's been done too readily in football history, but certainly worked for Manchester City. You look at that lineup, and perhaps that is the most obvious way of lining up here. The width comes from the 2 fullbacks. and the creativity comes from Lowry, Tillman and Kent, all switching, moving around constantly. People won't know who to pick up. So I wonder if there's going to be some kind of adaptation there, where you have these three guys given the creative license to just go and work their magic in front of a very, very stable midfield two of Jack and Lundstrom. And we know that Jack and Lundstrom give you that bite. They move the ball quickly, they use the ball well, they give you that physicality. The run to the Europa League final, a lot of that was down to the stability that Rangers gained from having that midfield too. So with those two in there, Derek, I just think that gives you the option to really, really play about a little bit in those forward areas, to be creative tactically and technically and try things. And I think you may see some sort of variation on that tonight. Now, I might be completely wrong. It might be Kent up top. It could be Tillman up top. Tillman played up front for his youth teams and at Bayern Munich, so he's not a player that's incapable of playing in different positions. And he's a big physical unit. The guy is not going to get brushed off the ball by Scottish defenders because he is a powerhouse. He is not a guy that I think will fail in aerial tussles or anything like that. We've already seen he's got a really, really good leap. He can head the ball really well. So perhaps he will play alongside Morelos in a more attacking role. But I suspect we're going to see a new, more fluid setup with kind of three number 10s, all working together, all dovetailing, all switching their positions throughout the game.
Yeah, I know he played two 10s at QPR, but certainly 3 10s is quite something. I'm intrigued to see how Rangers perform tonight up front in those forward positions. Let's get to some of the comments coming in here. Scott Walker gets in touch, just managed to tune in. What's the back five? Surely going to be the same five for the next one? Yeah, I'd imagine so. Touchwood, there's no any injuries or knocks picked up by that back five, but that is probably the Rangers' strongest defence, Johnny. You could say Ben Davies and Connor Goldson in there at the back. Great to see them back and Touchwood again that they can steer clear of injury. And Tavernier and Barisic on both flanks. Of course, Rudvan injured at the moment, recovering from that hamstring injury. But I'd imagine that will be the same defence that starts in the New Year Old Firm game as well.
Yeah, not a moment's too soon, Derek. All throughout the season, we've been waiting for a situation where you could have Ben Davies and Connor Goldson bedded in together, because that is the back two that, in the centre anyway, that was envisaged, I think, by Giovanni van Bronckhorst. You've got a guy who's a leader, who can also bring the ball out and pass, but fundamentally is a solid defender in Connor Goldson. And then alongside him, you've got the more progressive player in Ben Davies, who maybe not so strong in the air, but certainly good defender on the deck. Decent balance, decent mobility for a centre-back, decent pace, and also can take the ball on his left foot and play it out quickly. It's a bit of a dream partnership at this level. I'm not suggesting they're going to go and set the Champions League alight or anything like that, but if you're talking about Scottish Premiership, a Goldson-Davies partnership, I think, looks really, really solid, Derek. It's a really good place to build a team from, and I think looking at that back four, that's about as good as it's going to get for Rangers and in terms of this current squad. And I feel that getting the opportunity to go out tonight and get settled in ahead of what is going to be a very, very testing game on the 2nd of January is certainly a good run out.
Yeah, Sharpie55 says, is Čolak available tonight? No, he is not. And Gary Gray says here, still no Čolak and Roof, a tad worrying.
I think he was pretty clear in the presser on that, Derek. I wasn't really expecting either. I thought they might meet the bench, but he did say that they're both training, they're both looking good. Yeah, but we've got a huge January. They're going to play a big part, and it's a question of whether or not want to push them in or not. And I think with the quality of options that Rangers have there, not only in the team, Derek, but on the bench. Yeah, you're starting to see players come back, so you're starting to see that bench really strengthen. You've got Arfield on there, you've got Sakala on there, so there's goals on that bench too. I don't think you need to push those players at a faster rate than they kind of potentially need to go. Not at this stage. I don't want to be disrespectful to Motherwell, because I think they're a really well-run club. I think they've made a good decision putting the manager in that they have. Allows them to have a through line from their academy through to their first team, which is what a team like Motherwell is all about, or should be all about. But when we're talking about Ibrox, you're going to expect Rangers to go out and create a lot of chances against Motherwell. So that's how I would see it.
Touching on Michael Beale on that press conference, you're right, Johnny. He said on Cholak and Roof, it's fair to say they're not 100% fit because they've been out for a while, and he said it's a case of whether I need them now or if I can top them up before a big January, a huge January. So certainly one eye on the month ahead with regards to those two. Just to give you a rundown, folks, of the Motherwell side, just shortly before we go, it's Liam Kelly in goal, formerly of this parish, of course, and then it's the back four of Stephen O'Donnell, Paul McGinn, Ricky Lamy and Matt Penny, a midfield three of Callum Slattery, Sean Goss, of course, former Rangers midfielder, and Blair Spittle, and a front three of Dean Cornelius, Connor Shields, and Stuart McKinstry, who scored it for Park in the game earlier on this season. That Rangers side, just a reminder, it is McGregor in goal, a back four of Tavernier, Goldson, Davis and Barisic, a midfield of Lundstrom and Jack, and it looks like a supporting cast of Lowry, Tillman and Kent, with Alfredo Morelos up front. On the bench for Rangers, McLaughlin, Matondo, Kamara, Sands, Wright, Sakala, Arfield, King and Divine. Okay, that'll do us there. Thanks to Johnny. That is the team, folks. If you're heading to Ibrox, then enjoy your night and safe travels. Hopefully we're reporting on 3 points for Michael Beale and 4 wins out of 4. We'll be back a little later on, perhaps, depending on the workload later on. Of course, we'll get the full match reaction from Michael Beale and a player as well. So stay tuned to the Rangers Review site and our social media channels for all the fallout from the game. Okay, good, that'll do us there. Bye for now. We'll speak